now recording.
It was weird without that.
Well, we are still in Mayfield, I believe.
Oh, right.
Haven't
We
heard
made it
about any
back.
changing. Right, we did. Not bad. Some stuff around town. That's pretty much where we left. Prisoner in prison.
Mm.
Or jail. I guess we should call it jail since or what it is.
Right. We have an
The jail is occupied. But I think that's about it in terms of stuff happening now.
Well, I would be ready to take off on whatever our next adventure might be. However, I do feel like we need to deal with this situation in the jailhouse first.
Mm-hmm.
Also, before I forget, I want to lay out that worm skin thing that we got so that it can dry better if it's not bad.
And we needed to
It
get
is-
some preserving wax as
Right.
well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would be spending my time today doing what needs doing.
Yeah, it's pretty easy as long as you get some wax, which Warren's will have it, and you can
Is that
acquire
a
it.
leather working related tool?
I would think so.
probably have some of them in my workshop at my home.
We'll go with that.
Cool, thanks.
This is so cheap. And you don't need to roll for it or anything like that. You spend time during this day finally curing the worm skin.
Awesome. And then I plan on using it to cover the jailhouse cart, but that comes later.
While I guess Arano is working on this tower, we'll bid her adieu for the day and let her know he's going to go off and talk to the sheriff about this prisoner situation. It's really puzzling his noodle, so that's where he's going to head off.
Same as Straw.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Sorry, heading where?
Oh, to talk to the sheriff in town. Just
Oh,
to
sure.
talk, yeah, just to talk about this whole prisoner situation. Where would I
And
find the sheriff? Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
It's a small town, so you will be able to find him. Where will you be able to find him? That's up to the sheriff.
You've got a 50-50 bet. You'll probably win it at the tavern.
All right. And so that's where I will start my search.
Well,
Flint
are you
is-
at the tavern?
Yeah, Flint is
Yes.
Flint is starting his morning off the proper way. He's conscious and he's not happy about it, so he's already hitting a little bit of the whiskey.
As I said before, it is a little bit busier than it once was. However, not quite as busy as that one time you can clearly remember where everyone was pouring into town. But it seems like the number of people in town any given point has increased slightly due to word of mouth. I don't know.
Yeah, engineering's good for business, among other things.
Tower, walking to on your way to the tavern before you got inside, you would notice that across the old bank building there is a little banner that now says "Now Open" as well.
Well, this town might make something of itself after all.
But you are able to get into the tavern, no problem. See the uptake in clientele and clock your patriot.
Oh, sheriff, there you are. And I,
Morning. How are you?
well, perturbed. Sorry, guys. My apologies. Perturbed this morning, actually. This puzzle of what to do with the prisoner in our jailhouse. It's been racking my mind.
How so?
Well, he seems very clearly to be a prisoner of some kind, one at some point sentenced to death, was then rescued from that sentence from us, and now we have no proof of what he was a prisoner for or why, and he is unwilling to share a lot of the pertinent details, and I'm just not sure if the amount of evidence we have is enough to keep him locked up, and for how long we would even do that, or if it's worth a death sentence, and that seems like an extreme on my mind with very little evidence. And if we were to let him run free and something were to happen, I could not live with myself for that reason either. You see, there's a lot of stuff happening in my mind, Sheriff.
Quite understandable, quite understandable.
So,
Tell you
yes.
what, he's had a little bit of time to think about things. Maybe he's a little more, maybe he's a little more inclined to talk about stuff at this point. So, if you want, we can go back down, and if we can't find anything pertaining to him from him, you could always bring him along to the next town. See if anybody knows anything about that there.
Oh gosh. Okay. And then that becomes the whole scenario. Yes. Let's see if we can get more information. Let's start there. Bringing him to the next town sounds nightmarish to me. Has Shra arrived?
Has Straw arrived?
Sure. Maybe as they're leaving.
Alright. Oh, hi.
Hello. You heading to the jail?
Yes, we have been discussing plans and possibilities for what to do with our guest that we currently have.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that myself.
Any conclusions?
What'd you find out yesterday, Sheriff? Did you know a bounty out for him?
Well, there's nothing that's reached our ears over here about bounties and whatnot.
Well, perhaps we should check with, shit, what's the other town?
The one that's the smaller town? Okay, I'll let you look first.
Brightfield, right?
Yep.
They're smaller? I thought it was bigger.
I'm smaller than the other place you've been besides Mayfield.
The next small town.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the big one then?
Arthavis.
And we've been there?
Yep. That's
What
where
did we
you
do
went
there?
went to the warehouse looking.
Oh, that's where
Yeah.
Aranona died?
Yes.
Okay.
Call it the succubus incident.
The night that really sucked.
But Brightfield is on the way to Arthavis, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah,
Brightfield
maybe,
is 3 days away. Arthavis is a week away.
maybe Brightfield has more information being closer and whatnot, more civilization.
It's a distinct possibility.
However, heading that direction, and assuming if we were unlucky that they did not have information, the next biggest stop would be Arthavis, and I have no real desire to go back there currently.
What would our plans be if we didn't have this prisoner?
You know, Shra, that is a damn fine question.
We got no information, we got no major proof other than being buried with one's neck in prisoner garb.
We don't.
Razor seems to be off the table.
There's no way of fast communication in this town other than sending someone by horse. Is that true, Don? Telegraph type things.
No.
Well, I
That
guess
sort of thing
magic.
is usually.
I always forget. But we don't really have very many magical.
And you would know
people
that
here,
the
right?
4 of you do appear to be the most capable of Mayfield.
All right. Okay. Just trying to think of if there was a quick way to send a message or not.
Well, Shra, I believe you found the solution in the absence of our problems. This seems to be the next step in our story.
Unless something else comes up.
Let's see what he has to say about himself.
Right.
Alright, let's go visit our friend in the prison.
And we do.
He is there. Has not left.
We certainly hope not.
Excuse me.
How there, friend? How you feeling this morning?
About as fine as I can.
Wondering if you might be willing to talk to us a little more today. We just want to understand what exactly is going on here, so that we may best accommodate the situation.
Well, as I said before, we all came out there to see what was going on with the light in the sky, seeing if we could make some money. Me and my group I was with, they decided to double cross me, leave me buried up to my neck. You found me, threw me in a cage, threw me in another cage. Here we are.
Where'd y'all come from?
Well, we did pass through this town on our way out, further north.
Any names of towns?
I've been around.
Do we know the name of the town of the north? Or a town?
I mean, everything that's that northern way, the first town is Brightfield, followed by Arthavis, and then a slew of other towns we've never visited.
I believe our main concern, and don't call me the fashion police here, are your pants. They are generally the garb of the manacles, yes, as well. We can assume that the manacles would be explained via this double cross in the story. However, when somebody double crosses you, they don't generally dress you as a prisoner first. The pants. Sir?
Especially since they pretty much left you for dead, and wouldn't expect anyone to come around and save you. Well, they did.
Right. They wouldn't even think people would see those pants. It'd be ridiculous. So, to me, that means that you were wearing prisoner's pants on your way out, if your story up to this point can be believed to start with. So, what were you doing as a prisoner?
Never said I was a prisoner.
Anything you'd be willing to tell us about your friends, too?
And yes, I caught that you never said that you were a prisoner. I said that you were a prisoner based on what you were wearing. And you see, this is why freedom is so hard to grant in this situation.
What's he doing if he's not talking? What's he look like?
What do you mean?
Do like an insight check to see, like, based on his body position and facial expressions, like how he's reacting to all these questions.
Sure. That sounds good. Sorry, doing a thing.
No, it's all good. DMing is like a whole thing in the background.
Well, there's like a whole nother level when it's this way, because then, like, if I put my hand up to someone's ear, we're all actively engaged at the table.
Sure.
And all you hear is dead silence.
Mm-hmm. I get you.
It's like, what's going on? And then I have to think about how to phrase things.
Very true. Yeah, you don't want to give bad information or misinformation or word things wrong so they don't understand it exactly. There's a lot to go into it. Yeah.
Let's see if this is even helpful. Okay. But yeah, he is like curled up in the corner, sitting on the little piece that would be a bed. Want to call it that? Kind of like what's the term? What's the way? Like when he has his knees are bunched closer to his chest, his arms are wrapped around his legs, and he's just sitting there because he has nowhere else to sit.
Look, I feel like there's something that's being left out, and we want to help you if something's actually wrong, but you gotta talk to us. I mean, we didn't leave you out there to die, we saved you, but can't give us information and we can't help you.
Make a persuasion check. Me like 2 seconds to open the fridge.
Oh, shit. I have a -2.
Oh no!
Oh shit. Oh, that's bad.
Yes, it is. You ain't got shit if I my mouth shut. That's how I'm gonna keep. Nope, wrong voice. That's how I'm gonna keep.
Sorry, I heard something that needed a side blade to the face. What?
No.
You see, my friend, the lawmaker in this town is this gentleman here. And as you recall, not that long ago, I stepped in and stopped this gentleman from putting an end to you. If there's no legal way out of this other than to put an end to you, I have no right to stand in the way of the law.
Being a murderer, that's fine.
Ooh. See, I wouldn't be doing the killing. And I've seen a lot of people put to death, yes.
Make an intimidation check. Why not?
Oh, sure.
That's the one I'm better at.
Oh, I'm not good at any of it. Yeah.
What was happening?
I guess, yeah, it was intimidating. It was like, I was basically letting him know, like, hey, sheriff is the law. Law is saying to kill
You
you.
threatened him at least 3 times.
Yeah, it was pretty threatening. Undoubtedly,
Giggle.
yeah,
No
that's
wiggle.
fair. That's
There were
fair.
3 threats that took place at least.
Yeah. I hear you. So basically, yeah, what was happening is that I was letting him know that you are the
That I
law.
have minimal function with this issue.
Exactly.
And that this is a let Osiris sort him out issue.
Right, and I have no right of standing in the way of that if there's no other way of going about the situation.
Actually, it kind of worked out well because it was like a good cop, bad cop thing that we kind of just did.
yeah, it is.
Even though I really should have done the bad cop version because
Yeah,
that's
if
what I'm
only-
set up more for.
Right, if only, yeah, we'll get better at this as time goes on.
He's just gonna turn to someone other than the person talking to him now and just be like, "Oh, what's for lunch?"
Wow.
Fair enough. I feel like I have done what I can.
Is Justice here?
No, your 3 peeps are not, as this guy is apparently locked on the way out. They are doing some rounds of some kinds.
All right. Well, it seems to be more of a Justice question, so feel free to ask her when she gets back.
So one more thing to the prisoner. You want to share with us that group? Because seems like they've done some misdoings as well, and could apprehend them. And I would think that would be within your interest. So
As a man of vengeance, it is something I could get behind.
any information on them, we appreciate.
Thinks for a moment.
All right.
3 of us leave, right?
Yep.
After we're outside, I'll just turn to the other, not turn, but like as we're walking. Well, whatever he has done, it is worth risking his life. So it must have been worth the death sentence he earned.
I just really feel like much more to it. It's not telling the whole truth. He really seemed guarded, the way that body was and expressions. Just doesn't sit right with me. I think we need to check in more with the other cities, towns. They know.
I am willing to put in the time.
Walking out of this building, as you already have, having this conversation, stepping into the main road, thoroughfare, I guess is what we should say, field. At the tail end of this conversation, you catch a small booth that you did not notice when you left. Maybe a new
Pop-up?
yeah, kind of. Yes,
A
the
stall?
whole like a stall. Like,
Ooh, it's like one of my favorite words. Oh shit, it's a
is it?
kiosk? Maybe it's kiosk.
Well, if it's one of your favorite words, shouldn't you know?
No, yes,
Kiosk or not?
it's definitely not kiosk. Is not the word I was looking for. Maybe I was asking if it was the word you were looking for. The word I was looking for was vestibule, but I don't think it
I'm
applies
just
here.
looking for the word that is just like almost like the kissing booth, if you will. It's just
Oh.
like that, like
Yeah, like
table
farmer's
box.
market type.
What, Brian? I'm sorry.
Lucy psychiatrist booth?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, why not booth?
It was never a question that booth was incorrect. It was just wondering if there was a more specific term that was better to down. But yeah, I guess
Entrepreneurial lean-to.
it looks more official than that. It does look like materials used are actually nice. You can see the Adventuring Guild crest engraved on the piece that runs over the table area. Does appear to be a gentleman in nicer clothing behind it as well. They are pretty far from you, small, so not too far, but far enough that like specific details are not necessarily distinguishable, but they are, and you would be seeing it from like their peripheral profile. That's what I'm trying to say.
Profile, the direct
Like the
opposite
booth
of
itself.
peripheral, right? That's
Yes.
like when you see if you're seeing somebody from
Yeah.
profile, they'd see you in their peripheral, right? That's
Right, like they are facing into the street, and you are facing down. Does that clear it up?
yeah, no, we're all clear. I think we're just having fun
Yeah.
with words.
The location of this booth is being set up near where the post office is, but like in the town. So if we have forgotten the layout of this town, the post office and like carriage area is like way up towards the front where you would enter into Mayfield. This is close to that, but further in a little bit as well. And it is not a building of any kind. Like I said, it is certainly a booth. It is just a place place that has like a little table bit, and there seems to be a stool that the person is sitting on, and a small canopy just to shade them from the elements.
Oh, looks like there's an Adventurers Guild roof up.
I wonder what the purpose of that would be. What's that for?
Let's find out.
And I will walk over there together.
Making your way there, you can see
Making our way.
that this gentleman appears to be half elven. They have a well-waxed handlebar mustache. Their hair is cropped and slick. They are wearing a double-breasted vest for like a nice dress shirt and an ascot, if you will. That's the right
The
thing
vest
to do.
is striped, isn't it?
Of course, it is pinstripe. It is actually a Linde coloration with a gold pinstripe, and they are wearing black pants. You can, the more you take in this person's look, you can see that there are fine jewelry adorned, diamond encrusted such. A gold pocket watch chain goes from inside the vest pocket, looping down to the appropriate place to wear it to deal with it. And he does have a pair of nice gold wire framed glasses as well, rounded. They seem to be sort of rose-esque coloration.
We were given some proof that we were adventurers, right? Some kind of paper or placard or thing to wear. Was that a thing, or is that not a thing?
I don't think you were given anything to wear. I think you are registered yourselves.
Yeah.
But okay, so there's no like proof on our end. Like we don't need to like prove that we are who we say we are or anything. If we approach these people and we're like, we're adventurers, they're not going to be like papers or some shit.
I suppose there's only one way to find that out.
Fair enough. Okay.
If that's what you care about finding out, but Boyle's here just to make
This
sure I'm not
wasn't-
lying to you, but I'm pretty sure.
This wasn't someone we've dealt with before with the Adventurers Guild. Right?
It does not look like that same gentleman. In the sense that it does, only because two finely dressed individuals, they might be wearing similar adornments, but it is not the same person. Humanoids look alike, but
The guy is somewhat uniform. Very least looks ostentatious enough to be a guild member.
yes, what you have gathered throughout your time that we've been playing, as well as a little bit of the representatives of the Adventuring Guild are opulent, and much of their facilities and things are opulent as well. Manners maketh.
That's on Hulu. Not
Yeah.
okay. Just not to
We watched
sidetrack.
that. Yeah, we watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna watch it over our trip. We're gonna get super stoned and do it. It's gonna be great. How was it?
I need to watch that too.
I don't want to really spoil it in any way, shape, or form. I'll just say I felt like it was
Didn't feel
different.
as much like a Kingsman.
That's too
and
bad.
that's not to say that it's bad.
Sure.
And that might not be your take, but when I was watching it, I was just kind of like, yeah, this is different. I'm still thinking it feels very different to me than I'm used to.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed the tone of those Kingsman movies. Like, there's something just very ostentatious and over the top, and they don't really care that it's that way, and I've really enjoyed
Right.
that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Is it
sure if
style
that's.
or a substance issue.
I'm not sure if that's what's different, but I
Mhm.
think that now we're on a little sidetrack. But it's worth it. I think that the choice of making it a period piece for what that like kind of limits some of the wildness that they totally get away with in the other two. Does that make sense?
Sure. You can't have a lot of weird tech stuff.
Not that it would need to, but when you have like a laser whip in a movie,
Right.
and then all of a sudden we're World War I era, and you're like,
There's only so much
We're
that
like-
like normal flips and powder gunshots that you can do like 2 shots every moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the cutting edge spy tech of this era.
Right.
This is
Going back
stuff I
100 years.
Yeah, but they have
well,
it-
and like this isn't a spoiler either. I've seen trailers and we know this is supposed to be like pre that organization, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
like, that too.
like, have them, but-
Yeah.
Sure,
So
you
it's
don't
all,
have.
it's all-
Yeah, you don't have that cool like, oh, we're in this very secret organization that's been hidden for all this time, and they have all this information and tech and connections. You can't fall into any of that because it doesn't exist yet.
I still really enjoyed it.
Sure.
That
Okay.
is the forefront of what I should say, because it sounds like about it. I'm not. I really enjoyed it. I just thought that I was like, oh, this definitely feels a little different to me. I think this is why it does.
Mhm.
That's it.
I get that.
But yeah, it was good. I'll watch Ralph Fiennes all day. I don't know if this is a spoiler, but there is a line that he had, and Carmen and I both looked at each other, and we're like, "Excuse me," and We'll see if you guys catch it when you watch it, and we'll talk about it then to make it more obvious, just in case. 'Cause-
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for a line. I'm assuming it will be obvious when it comes up if it's a thing that we catch at all.
Well, we both did the look at each other like,
Sure.
did you catch that? So,
yeah.
It was like an I'm something of a scientist myself moment.
kind
Almost.
of. In a
Yeah,
sense,
kind of. Yeah, in a sense. It was just like where I was like, was that a reference or just a complete coincidence?
Yeah.
So
We call somebody the fucking chosen one or some shit, the boy who lived. I'm gonna leave it be. I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
anything. Okay.
I don't. Yeah, because I just don't want to spoil.
The Elder Gun.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we'll definitely have to talk afterwards.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay, but that's that. That's the person you see. They are. I always do this to you guys, and I don't know why, but I just feel like it's appropriate. They are in the middle of scribing some sort of paperwork.
You gotta interrupt somebody who's busy, otherwise it's like you're not doing something rude to
Well,
them.
this sounds like a person who'd be busy, right?
Absolutely, I agree.
Situation, perhaps.
Someday they'll be doing something other than paperwork. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
Sounds like that's mostly what these people do, though.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, good eye, Shra. Let's ask. Um.
Go ahead.
Ooh, Sheriff.
I'm just picturing this you guys standing like
Yes,
8
that's
feet
yep.
from this booth, and they're just doing their work, and you guys have stopped, and you're just all looking at this booth and looking at each other, and like you, me, you, and
Yep.
just this person completely oblivious to the scenario that's happening in front.
It's the Three Stooges right now.
Some guy a couple kind of walks down the street by you, kind of looks at you for a minute, and then keeps walking on.
No, Shra. No, seriously, Shra. Go ahead. Go for it.
Oh, hello there.
They kind of look up from their work in front of them. Yes, how can I help you?
Oh,
That's the
well,
voice. Feel it.
we've been out of town, so we hadn't seen this new booth here. We're part of an adventuring group.
Ah, paperwork, please. I'm kidding.
Damn
I'm
it.
kidding.
I knew it.
I had to do it.
Of course.
Wonderful. Name, please.
Our group name?
We can start there. Yes.
It's the
It's Red Ravens, right?
the Red Ravens. Red Ravens. Wait, the Red Ravens? I know this is a thing.
On a technical level, the Red Ravens.
I
You've
believe they
seen
were.
that-
Yes.
As you were saying this, he had already reached down behind the booth and brought out a big, large, like 1.5 foot thick tome. It is now partially lifted. It has just crested the top of the built-in table of the booth. And just before he gets about halfway there, and then unenthusiastically sets the tome down. I'm sorry. Do you not know the name of your group?
Yeah, it's the Red Ravens.
I see. And you see, like, there are tabs along the side that seem to be color coded, and he starts thumbing through them until he gets down around. If you had to assume that it was alphabetical, where the R would be, flips it open. The rascals, the rapscallions, the renegades, I'm sorry, you said the Red Raven.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a point of contention at the time.
I have an entry for Red Ravens.
That'd be it.
Right. I mean, typically when you alphabetize things, even if it started with the, it would go Red Ravens, comma, the. Anyways.
Right, there's no
Very true.
comma here. It's just
Oh.
Red Ravens. No the.
Huh.
But I can add it if you'd like to.
No.
That feels like a lot of pain in the ass work.
For what it is worth, I believe we are the only local adventuring group. So you being the local proprietor of this here adventuring guild stall or out showing, might want to mark that somewhere in that particular tome that we are a local group.
Well, locality really has no effect on the subject. As you know, adventurers are free to adventure across the beautiful country of Elloria, and our facilities handled in kind. But yes, it stated here you are from the town of Mayfield.
Excellent.
Or at least you registered from the town of Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
All accurate.
We only mentioned that we were adventurers because we thought it might help us in acquiring information on what exactly the Adventurers Guild might be doing, setting up booths in our town. We're just curious.
Well, as you must know, Mayfield has seen some activity in recent months or weeks. It's been a while. And as an
Huh?
up and coming town, it was clear that this site would need representation.
Well, I imagine, especially as things spread out west a bit more as well, right?
Ah, yes, get ahead of the game, and no surprises. Going to be playing
Red,
catch
red
up
paper.
later when the gold rush starts.
Gold?
Oh, sorry, turn of
Metaphorically
phrase.
speaking.
Well, yes, plenty of gold in adventuring.
Oh, okay, yeah, literally too.
Fair enough. Just welcome to our town.
But I am your humble servant as long as I'm stationed here, and you are free to peruse any job listings that I have access to here, or I can attend to any number of our other services. The word.
Yeah, what services do you offer to us as guildies?
Well, payment is number one. That can be under the purview of trading in valuables for coin, appraisal. I can appraise myself, and facilitating. What's the word I'm looking for? Negotiations between contract and contractee. Making. We will provide litigation should that fall through. You are guild members, of course, so you are under the umbrella of the Adventuring Guild, and we protect our members.
Sorry.
No need to apologize.
Who are you talking to?
You mentioned
Any
that.
services?
Well, no, I do not need services currently, but you mentioned that we may peruse any jobs that you might have access to. Do you
Yes,
have access to any currently?
indeed I do.
Be curious to hear what those may be.
What all doesn't he do?
Let me see. Pulls out another. What is the equivalent in that universe, or in this universe rather? Truly cannot think of what people keep papers in a world like this. That's not a binder.
Oh, like literally a sheaf of papers all stacked together.
Yeah.
Like tied with a rope or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but this is like slightly steampunk, slightly magic. So
Fair,
it's just
fair.
like maybe it could be better. For the purposes of this, he's going to bring out a large tube that does in fact have like a carry strap.
Yeah, if these guys are ostentatious, maybe they throw out for one of those bottomless spell books, but they just use it for notes.
Oh, jeez.
Anyhow, what on earth? That is not what I looked for. Oh, I think I've confused it. Anyways, he brings out that tube-like structure and cracks the top and brings out a bundle of papers that are rolled up and starts rolling them out, flattening them. Let's see. I have one job for a. Let's see. This is to recover stolen objects by one Mr. Cardinal Blackwood. Slides that away. I have a job request for a train shipment. They are understaffed for guard, looking for a few more members to bolster their numbers. Slides that over. And finally, in my possession, I have one. What was that?
He's typing.
Oh, okay. Missing persons. This seems to be for the city of Arthae. This is. Oh, excuse me. I should tell you. The train job and this job will be for Arthae. The other job is for. What's the name of this town? I forgot. I came up with a good name the other day and I totally blew it. Iron. Wow, I'm fucked tonight, guys. I'm so sorry. My brain is dead.
Why are you fucked? It all worked out. It's perfect.
No, it's not iron. It's iron.
Oh, right. It's iron.
Ironwell.
Oh,
Iron
Iron
Well
Well.
now.
Oh, it's gotcha.
Yep.
I
Yep.
see.
Ironwell.
Gotcha.
I might have gotten
I-
to Iron Ball eventually.
No, I was trying to remember the name, and it was just making me not like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you hit that end state of cannot retrieve 404.
yeah, and I was refusing to just go with the flow and improv it, because I wanted the other name.
Sure.
Oh well, too bad.
Bad
You were also
gateway.
being fucked with, so I mean it's hard to.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyways, sorry. And so this final job is to recover missing persons. Young girl gone missing by this count 8 nights ago.
Can I make a history? How long ago were we in Arthavis? Do we need a history
That's not
check?
where the missing girl is. The missing girl is for Stonewell.
Oh shit, my bad. Okay, stolen goods. Oh, gotcha. Stonewell, not
Or
Ironwell.
Ironwell.
Oh
Excuse
god. Oh gosh. Okay, missing persons in
me. Wait, no,
Ironwell.
you're right. I'm wrong.
Okay. Woo.
Stonewell.
Okay.
I was like, wait, what?
You're right. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm wrong. You're right. I'm being a dumbass tonight.
We're all
Wow.
good.
And I'm rhyming.
I want to say it's been a minute since I've seen a DM so tilted, but it hasn't.
I don't know if that's a burn on me or just
Oh,
shit
no,
that's
it's
going
not
on
you.
in your life.
No,
Don't worry, it wasn't you. It wasn't anyone here.
Yeah. I assumed it was a
It
self
happens to
burn,
everyone.
but I guess
Okay, 'cause
not.
for a
Maybe
second
he
I was like, "Alright, fuck you."
No, yeah. I was guessing self burn, but maybe that's just me and my own proclivities, and Brian's just out here roasting folk.
Oh, I'm fucking lawless.
Oh man.
Sweet. So we got through that.
Yes.
Those are the 3 jobs available. No
Is
mention
there-
of pay, but you have to do it yourself.
But
Is
yes.
there any
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
any reason why we couldn't accept more than one since 2 are in our favors?
Well, I'm sure no one will stop you, but usually it's customary. Take one, leave the rest of us.
Just asking.
And
As
just
long as you're on a job, people assume that you're doing it.
Correct. We will expect completion.
for what it's worth, upon hearing missing person in Arthavis 8 days ago,
Yeah, that really piqued my interest.
Tower is going to look back in its memory and see where it was 8 days ago. Having just did a trip. No, it was 2 weeks. Yeah, that's right. It was a week out and a week
We've
back.
been gone long enough.
Yep, we're
Then
good.
our
Yeah, we're good.
I was
Okay,
more
yeah.
wondering
Nope,
our
yep.
prisoner.
You've been out there even longer than that.
Yeah, fair. There you go. Our prisoner, but was it not a missing young lady? Did I mishear that?
Right, but we don't.
That's true.
Okay.
Just connection in my head of
Sure.
someone that possibly has done wrong and came from the north and aren't they was north? Probably not, but
Before we decide to take any jobs, I think we do need to discuss this with Aranoa first.
oh, of course.
Yeah.
However, it's good information to have. I'm sure she will want to know.
What was your name, by the way?
I thought you'd never ask. Horatio Bartholomew Clarence Rochester the 42nd.
HBCR 42. You have a great day.
And you, sir, if you have any needs to take one of these jobs, or in fact turn in any items, or, I suppose if you have any tokens that need to be redeemed, by all means, I am at your service.
I think we're out of tokens, right?
Do we have stuff though? We have stuff, right, from the base that we went?
Yeah, we have shared spoils that we're not.
So that was Horatio Bartholomew.
Clarence
Clarence.
Rochester, the 42nd.
I'd love it if you wrote that down.
HBCR 42. That's right there.
I guess I can write it down too, just to be certain. Just to be certain.
If I know this is a name, those are the names I would come up with, right? Okay, I'm gonna forget this name exists. Okay, yeah, Horatio Bartholomew, Clarence Rochester, the 42nd. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, my only issue is I've lost my little writing utensil that's usually out here.
Wow. What are you gonna do?
I'm sure I'll remember it from that little anagram.
I wrote it in my own personal notes. So.
Good, perfect.
Cool.
But yeah, we have a shared spoils and stuff. I'm sure we could turn in if we want to. But I think again, that's something we should discuss with Aranoa. She likes to use certain pieces of things we pick up along the way to improve and craft with.
Okay.
Is the word the his fifth name, like his real last name?
No. Um,
40 seconds.
I don't see it on your shared spoils, and I know you have it. And so, because I like to do that for the DM, I feel like I have to tell you. You definitely have an item you were given with the sole purpose exchanging.
Right.
And it was given to you
From the
by the soldiers you're with. A token with a stamp of
Oh, right, that token. Yeah.
Yeah.
exists. And I feel like if I didn't say that it exists, we might totally forget that it exists. But you don't have to turn that on you.
But this
You
would be
got
where we would turn it in. This is one of the many options of places to turn it in. And there's no other use of this thing other than to turn it in, right? Like it's just a
Or
piece
to
of
use as a
metal.
bargaining chip to somebody who would have use of a
Sure.
built chip.
Sure. That's fair.
Yeah, you could try to exchange it as currency as well in a trade.
Mhm.
But it has a particular value to these people that you would turn it into. It's like a promissory note, whereas like who knows what someone else would give for it.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
It's legal tender for these folk. Other folk can decide to accept it or not for what they would or
Right.
not.
It would like these people would take it from you, and then they would go like channels that have been bursting it from the kingdom itself.
Mhm.
The other way is just a token that is being passed among each other
Until it gets
like,
back to these people.
or the kingdom, like
Right.
till it is actually redeemed. It
Right.
is worth whatever the two people exchanging it decide it's worth. Saying
Mhm.
Passing around gift cards until somebody
Yeah.
uses the gift card.
gift card or even like
The
casino
gift card is
tokens
to
or
the
something.
entire continent.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And I
felt like we were gonna forget that it existed by saying this fight.
I did remember the thing about a token at some point, and then I thought we had turned it in because I couldn't find it in the sheets. So I'm glad that you remember us not turning it in.
Society long enough to turn in the chip, so
Right.
we got it.
Well, I knew you didn't turn it in because you haven't encountered anyone that you could turn it into except people that gave it to you, which
There you go.
would make no sense.
Yep.
I explained it lore-wise that it is something that people that work in the kingdom, like soldiers primarily, are given in order to pay people without having to carry bags and bags and bags of gold on them to get things done that they need done.
Good. That being the case, I think we can say, well, you have a great day, Mr. Clarence Rochester, 42, and we have much to discuss ourselves. Away.
Good work.
Would you two like to come over? I'm sure Arano would like to hear about everything we have discovered today, and the four of us have decisions to make of what to do next.
Sure.
And I'm assuming the sheriff's silence is consent.
Yikes.
Oh, I've yikes that already. That's a joke I make all the time these days. Oh, it's terrible. Of course it's horrible. It's bad. It's real bad. I do it anyway.
Hi, viewers.
Right.
PM here. Silence is never consent and should never be treated as such. Consent is very important, and you should always get it from your players, DMs, and loved ones, or future loved ones, or strangers.
Things that are said here are not necessarily the personal views of the people of Mayfield.
You should also probably get consent from people you don't like. Just throwing that out
Yeah.
there too.
Although I guess that does get to be a gray area because you're not going to like ask for consent to arrest someone that should be arrested
Well,
if you're a
yeah.
person that can arrest people.
So the cops are the only people who don't need consent for things. Got it.
Ooh, boy.
But there's blowback for that.
Listeners, player here, ACAB.
Yep.
End of story.
Yeah. We just lost all our.
Yes. Which actually, like, that's funny. Alec's dad is, a law enforcement officer, so that's he's a law enforcement family member. So that's 100% of our audience right there.
Stop playing D&D. Do we call it the Blue Party?
Oh boy. Okay.
I
Sorry.
think out of everyone here and Alec viewing at home,
He's not.
Alec is probably, I know, out of all of us, has the most understanding of how that statement can be true.
Oh yes. Oh, I've talked. Yes, we have talked.
Yeah.
We're good.
We have talked. I have talked. I
Sure.
think we all understand what's happening. So, yeah, I'm not worried about loop. Wow. Okay. Let's continue.
Do I need to hit the reset button on you?
don't know what's going on. I'm not drunk. I didn't fall down at any point. I haven't hit my head. I don't know what's happening.
404, some 405s.
Bad update, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyways,
head over. We head over to Aranoa's place.
easy to find. Y'all been there before. You pass by the section where Aranoa was once buried, but now been covered back up and is flush, but it's on that way.
Ari. Oh, that's weird.
Hi? Are
Aranoa.
you calling me?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
Everyone.
It was just shorter. I. Hmm.
You see, Aranoa has gloves on, elbows deep in worm skin, like spreading it out and like applying oil and stuff to it. What's going on?
Worm skin. I love it.
Yep.
Well, I brought the rest of the party by. We have much to discuss.
I'm
And
looking at the worm skin stuff like, I was considering breakfast. I've now thought against it. Take a swig of whiskey.
Oh, sure, I got some stuff over there on the fire. Again, you'll see it's a bean mixture.
Did you know we have guild representation now?
No.
Well, we have guild
Huh?
representation. Also, they've also got jobs.
And
we were
I
figuring we were going to go take care of some of them problems, but perchance.
explained the 3 jobs and also the possible 4th job, quote unquote, of taking the prisoner into a bigger town to possibly get more information and ask what she may think about these things.
Were there any that struck you all as pressing or most interesting?
Honestly, I thought that it might be a good idea for us to stay out of Arthavis for a minute. We're not wanted there legally, but there is a powerful person in that city who we did not complete a job for when you died, and another powerful creature that killed you, also running around the city. Last we checked.
Where is Ironwell? I assume we know, right?
Make a history check.
Aw, shucks. That's not that bad.
Hey,
Oh,
Yeah. But upon hearing the name, we would have all racked our minds, I'm assuming.
Yes,
Ironwell.
I really just wanted to see what happened. But between the party with a lot of weight being pulled by Flint, it is a coastal town, probably a little northeast of Arthavis. If you had to ballpark it, it's probably like a 5-day journey from there.
Ooh.
If you're following, if we envision a main road that interconnects society, it's
And how it was 3 days to
That was to
Brightfield.
and another 3 to Arthavis is my remembering of the situation. I could be wrong about that.
Essentially, it's about a week, give or take, to Arthavis from where you are. But yeah, that's about right.
But circumventing Arthavis to get straight to Ironwell would probably take about 2 weeks, is my guess. Does that sound accurate?
2 weeks, 5 days. I guess ish. Yeah, depends how you do.
Sure, of course. So I don't know how you feel about that, Aranoa. I think you have a major say there.
Yeah, I think that sounds.
Wait, what plan? I was asking about. what are you talking about?
Oh, going to Ironwell.
Oh, okay, because you don't want to go to Arthavis. Is that accurate?
No. No. I'd rather not. I'm not quite ready for that yet.
Okay, that is what I was asking. Right. Shall we take this prisoner with us on our travels to Ironwell?
Well, my thoughts always were we'd leave the prisoner and just inquire about that prisoner.
No, that
really
makes
wanna
sense.
Deal with having him on our hands and not locked up in
No.
a proper jail.
I think we should leave him here.
Should we figure? Well, I guess we could always send a courier message back to Justice when we have a decision one way or another, correct?
I would think so.
Sounds
we
good
just
to me.
send a pony on. Yeah, we send a pony out with some questions, and we leave it to the best judgment of Justice and the boys. So
we could
Justice.
We could go to Ironwell and stop in Brightfield
Mm-hmm.
on the way, but still avoid it.
I think
And perhaps by alerting those in Brightfield, they could contact Arthavis if need be.
Send it up the chain.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense to me. Shall we
Make
head
a
back?
Perception check.
Ooh, okay.
As you say that,
Make a what check?
perception. This is auditory.
Who? Everyone?
Anyone that's standing there
Damn.
with ears, yes, please. That was not meant to be a jerky thing to say. That was just meant to be like silly. So I'm sorry if the tone sounded
That's okay.
off.
Fine.
Between you all, you
jerky.
can hear the sound because if I remember correctly, Erno's home is
Yes.
away from the
Trapped.
road, but not so far from the road that things go completely unheard. You can hear the sound of galloping horses. Galloping is the wrong word because that sounds like they are rushing. But at a normal, reasonable, moderate pace, you can hear the sound of dirt and the sound of wagon wheel turning as a young voice begins screaming into the ether. That word. I'm trying to change up my vocabulary. Saying, mail card, mail card, mail card, mail card, mail.
I think the mail's here.
Sounds like it.
Mail time. No? Okay. That's fine.
Mail time.
Mail time!
What did we get today, mailbox?
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to whack. Okay, I'm done.
Oh boy.
Is anybody expecting any packages? Me either.
The question was, I expected a package. I don't think
No.
I'm expecting a package.
But I will say, especially in the town of Mayfield, you never know who gets sent a letter.
May as well go to the roundup. Roll call? Mail call? I assume the wagon will stop and start yelling out everybody's names and handing out letters at the end of its.
Well, so the mail cart stops in front of the mail center, which is a generous term because it is basically just a double wide shack.
Okay.
That is mostly unoccupied except for when one of these individuals shows up and deals with it. And most of the call them legacy town members, because obviously there's been an influx of added people that aren't necessarily living here, but they are occupying the space for the time being. But the legacy members will usually meet this wagon for things that they've ordered, for the possibility of getting a letter, seeing who gets the letter, because that's equally as exciting sometimes.
Shall we head over?
Walking down the road, you can see that the wagon is stopped. There does seem to be a mail carrier passing some things out, and there is a crowd that has collected. Just a few people that you can certainly pick out. You can see the twins are there. You can you can see Smooth Hands, and lo and behold, Pete.
Hey, Pete.
Well, hey, how you doing? It's some time now. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine and dandy.
You can see now that crutch that he's been using is not the same old raggedy piece. It is a nice, solid piece of metal, has gold inlays and some jewels in various spots.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah, I figured it's all the money rolling in. Well, from the Adventuring Guild, buying up the space to venture down there. And money I'm making by letting people go down and take a peek. Hell, might as well splurge.
Glad to see you doing well for yourself, Pete. And
Uh-huh.
you're giving back to the town, of course.
Well, I'm buying stuff, if that's what you mean.
That is absolutely one way of doing it. Just
Yep.
don't sit on it as long as you spread it around.
I never was good with money. Hell, cause, I used to be told that I had holes in my pockets. I get a paycheck, boom, it's gone. Truth be told, mostly on girls. But, these days, just creature comforts. Go here, little drink there.
Treat yourself, Pete.
In my opinion, the best kind of rich person is the kind that spends their money.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was.
So you're doing all right.
Yeah. Fine. Got that bestie pretty good too. Better. Of course, ain't doing much farming now that there's a tourist site. But,
You ever think
I like
about
company.
letting someone work that land?
It's kind of hard since there's a big ass dungeon in the middle of it. But
Well,
we'll
yeah,
see.
fair enough.
But I suppose it could use some renovations, at least for the nice
people.
walkway, a couple of benches, perhaps some shade. That ain't a bad idea, Tower.
And could always attract more customers as well.
I might get Bessie on it as we speak. And if you ain't afraid to hold a shovel, I'd be willing to hire you as well if you want to dig around.
Oh. If I am around town, I wouldn't mind helping out. I'll let you know how long I'm going to stay. It may not be too long.
Hey, one way or the other, just that's your idea. Might as well cut you in on some of the action.
I'm glad to hear that. Anyhow, mail? I don't know what to say to old Pete anymore.
All right. I'm waiting for my mail too. You all expecting anything?
Not expecting, but always curious.
Oh yeah, it's a shot in the dark every time. That's part of the fun, huh?
Days. Got any
Sorry?
family coming? Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen these days.
Right.
You got any family coming out of the woodwork asking for handouts?
If I had the family, maybe.
Are you expecting anything? You've been spending your money.
Oh yeah. I got some stuff coming. Yeah, just waiting for my name.
You are hearing names being out as someone's passing out letters, satchels, and you hear Peter Morgan,
That's me.
and you see a big stack of filled with something.
Ooh.
This here is some fine tobacco away from the heart of the kingdom. I heard this is what old King Harris smokes himself. I had to get my hands on it. It cost a pretty penny, but I got it.
That all yourself, are you?
I hope so. Unless I
Quite a
die
bit
first.
there.
It is almost a sack larger than him, as he is a human man, but is around the size of a creature.
All old man.
Take
Little-
it easy.
Couldn't do it any other way. Well, I won't be taking up much more of your time this evening. Don't take care of yourself, okay? See you more often.
Do like being around town, like seeing you as well. We'll see if we get to stay. Talking to you today, though.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a pleasure. Adios, gachos.
He goes off.
Sayonara.
Watching him walk a little ways, you hear over your shoulder, Ravens?
Man.
Tower's hand shoots up curiously. That would be us.
Variously present.
And he
Yeah, we'll
passes
approach,
a
yeah,
letter.
yeah.
He's holding a letter. He passes it off to you and goes into his mailbag for the next bit.
Okay.
Pass out to people.
Tower,
It does
Tower,
seem to be.
Tower will reach out and grab it, show it to
I
everybody.
assume you've already
Yeah.
taken it from him.
Yeah, fair.
In your hands. It is a normal size envelope. Doesn't appear to be too thick. You could probably guess that it's single page, if anything.
good
And
deal official.
the name on it, or the writing on it, seems to be in some sort of gold ink.
Oh.
And it has your name on it, and there is a signature from a crest. You recognize it as the Angeloff Brewery, the initials of Radovan himself.
Ooh, that's what we finished, right?
If memory serves, yes, that would be the job that did not get completed.
Not looking forward to opening that.
Consequences of our actions.
Well, may as well not put it off. And Tower will go ahead and open it and display it for everybody to read.
The ink on the page matches much below. It reads as follows. Dear Red Ravens, I hope this letter finds you well. You left town in such a hurry, I had your payment. Please see me at your earliest convenience, paid as discussed.
What was he
Sincerely,
wanting us to do?
Radovan Angelov.
We were supposed to bring back the succubus unkilled, essentially, if I remember correctly, the story. And man, that's rough if I do, or
He
not.
certainly did reacquire that succubus.
Right.
But that is the gist of what your job was, yeah.
Okay, got it. And I believe the conclusion of that is we allowed the succubus to run free. Did we tell the succubus to leave town? I don't remember actually what
Nope.
happened with the succubus.
You just left them to their own lives.
Right, there you
You
go.
never went back to Radovan. You
Yep.
left town.
We
Yep.
strictly note out of that whole thing.
Did we?
Well, we had a dead person to
Yeah,
to
there was-
bring
yeah,
back
there
to life. Yeah.
This is a setup, or do we think she went back to him and he thinks the job is complete?
This could be any. Yeah, either one. What would be not trappy about it? I don't. It just said, "Come talk to us," right? It doesn't say like. Okay, yeah, that's. I see what you're saying there. That seems most appropriate. I would agree with that statement, yes. Indeed. Explaining that one of our party died during the mission, I think, would probably go some way towards explaining the situation in the least. Mm-hmm. Indeed. And we write said letter together. And we look for a courier. I mean, there's one right there, right? They're couriering shit around currently. Kind of. No. We do that. And I believe we will need to talk to the Adventurers Guild as well and make sure that we secure the job that we want to take. Was there any fee for this courier situation? Tower will cover it. No trouble whatsoever. Excellent. Shall we? Oh no! Wendy's computer has restarted. She's restarting it. It's turned off. Wendy's gone. Oh, cool. Right on. That's so fucking crazy. That's nuts. Fucking yikes. Crazy. Yeah, no, I don't like any part of that. It's all good. It's all bad. I mean, yeah, you would have to assume that much at least. Of course. Crazy. What a nightmare. I think she's still working on it. She's in the other room in the B&B. This room has the TV, the vending machine, and the big sign that just says the word drugs. They have a vending machine in the room. It's kind of, yeah, it's on theme as well though. Yep, exactly. Exactly. But they do a lot of other shit for free too. So, whatever. I don't give a fuck. And we also brought a shit ton of our own snacks. So, there's really no need for us to use the vending machine. Exactly. Definitely gonna give it at least $1. And get some Starburst, probably. Ooh, see, that would make the most sense, right? Like, you're just stoned and the vending machine is not cooperating. Yeah. That sucks. Ugh. Yikes. Mm. Oh my gosh. But yeah, yeah. Oh, hey. Yeah, we need to take pictures of the room at night as well, Carmen, so you can see that. We had the black lights on in the video and pictures that we took, but the effect really only pops at night. Yeah. Anyway, we sent a letter. We're going to talk to a guy in a booth. I figure if but if you throw a ball and you hit the bullseye, he will fall into a vat of water. Indeed. Tower will grab it. Sure. Are there any other things that we want to not use in our bag that we can get good coin for? I could, but then I'd have to like rejoin the game and stuff, and indeed. But yes, I do not see any need for any of this stuff under the merchant's cap or the scepter, any of that. Have we looked over it all to make sure that none of it is magical? Well, so does this scepter here. I do not. All yours. That is what my understanding of the last conversation we had with this person. I believe that we have known that they do appraisal for Adventure Guild members in the past. Essentially, yeah. In fact, I'll do a little copy and paste, right? Right, so here's that list. Oh, what the fuck? I did not open this up. Okay, very strange. And in chat, I've posted the list as I understand it, based on the discussion so far, of stuff to first identify and check for magicality, and then to have appraised and sold. Fair enough. Works for me. No, I think this is just Straw saying that in character right at the end. Yeah. Oh yes, the token. Who was holding on to that again? Sheriff? Tower will wordlessly and emotionlessly grab 500 platinum. Right? That's how much we're looking at there. And we're also looking at 1,750 gold. Was that correct? I think that 1,700, right? Sure. Shall we split this as well? So I believe we are looking at 390. Am I tripping here? 1700. Is that accurate? Mm-hmm. Shit, I fucked it up. And this, you said we were given a piece of paper when we accepted the job. Mm-hmm. And does that have information on it? I would like to open that. As we're walking away from this gentleman, pleasure doing business. Did you say missing persons? Because I think we were trying to get the stolen good recovery job. Right. Mm-hmm. So no details, including details of compensation, correct? Well, well, I don't know, man. Horatio Bartholomew, shit, Cornelius. No, that's not right. Who dat? I've heard of a lot of horse slapping a lot of law keepers in faces, for whatever that's worth. Mm-hmm. Crafters. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a good call. And as we're walking along, I've been thinking about all-terrain vehicles. All-terrain. The situation is, well, we came across a situation where we had to work out a whole thing with crossing an expanse, correct? And that took a lot of time out of the trip. And I've also thought about what if we come across terrain that wheels can't easily go over, and what would the call there be for with our wagon and whatnot? And I'm wondering if there might be some way of making our vehicle more all-terrain. Perhaps something of the sort, yes. Mm-hmm. I don't have a specific thought in mind necessarily. Um, mhm. I've heard tales, old stories of magic users who take to the skies riding brooms between their legs, or even riding on carpets across vast distances. Right. Perhaps if we had several of these brooms, or the magic from those brooms, and stuck that magic onto several planks of the cart, it seems like that might be an easy way of going about things. And then the trouble there would then be what we'd want to do with the more terrestrial um, pack animals that we tend to with us. I would hate to not have Mercury with me on my travels. He's a steadfast companion. I think, but I. Because I assume I think we would probably like it'd be more likely that we'd come across the number of brooms necessary. Because I think flying carpets are super ultra rare bullshit, and I think flying brooms are actually like cheap, if I remember correctly. I don't know why Branch doesn't have a flying broom, because I think it's like not even something that you have to attune to. I think flying brooms are fucking dope in this game, and nobody uses them, if I remember correctly. Well, we have a magic. My thought is that we have a magical engineer in the party. We might be able to work out some kind of artificy way around that solution. If we went the magic route. Again, I had no real ideas here. It was just kind of spitballing problems that we might run into that might be avoided. Hmm. Right. That makes a lot of sense to me. So I guess yeah. Right. Right, right. Absolutely. Yeah. So assuming oh, and this is still, in character. Assuming we were to go the magic route, taking some kind of the magic of those flying brooms and applying that to parts of the cart that could be activated when needed, and possibly doing the same for pairs of horseshoes for at least two of the horses so that if they need to do the same, the whole lot of it could go in the air. Is that would that be a plan that people would want to get behind? Hmm. For flying cart. Hmm. Right, right. Yeah, totally. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. But come. Hmm. Ah, yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. Come to think of it, we would need horseshoes of flying for all of the horses, because otherwise there would just be two horses left behind on the ground, and the rest of the group would be flying, and that wouldn't make sense at all. So I think we would need the flying wagon as well as the four sets of flying horseshoes. Absolutely. Just throwing it, it's not even a problem we've had. Kind of. Hmm. I'm honestly not sure exactly what to do with it, and I feel some guilt for holding it to start with. That's a good question. I haven't really, again, never had this much money, so I've never considered any options that direction. Well, it is a growing town. That we know. We seem to be getting adventurers guilds and more groups coming in as time goes on. I don't see that stopping at any point going forward. Should we perhaps invest in something bigger and better to keep law in place as the town grows and so it doesn't become some kind of wild western spot? Yes, I hadn't thought of it. Well, and we were all deputized, so even in the specific sense, I suppose we can all be considered lawfolk. Well, who would be best who would be best suited to allocate these funds to keep this town as safe as possible? Would it be you, Sheriff? What could we do with this? Bigger, better jailhouse? More hires? Perhaps, yeah, even that. And it will need to be properly authorized to make rulings by the sovereign of the land. Is it a courthouse of dreams situation? If you build it, will they come? So is the first step hiring contractors and builders to get these actual structures made? Or is it sending out letters to the proper folk to get things authorized? Sounds good. You have me signed up as a patron of the law in this town. Time comes. You can let Justice know that as well. Being said, we do have a job to do. We can't stay around here all too long. This is a big town now.